Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Ashley and this is Martin Midlife Misadventures. Just me today because we're going inside the garden. It's been 26 days since I planted this garden, and let me tell you, for those of you who don't know or don't remember, we left on March 1st to go on what was supposed to be a 1 week, maybe 2 week trip, okay? Ended up being 2.5 months. Our truck was broke down. Long story short, I wasn't home by April 1st to start my seedlings and all those things. Usually it's April 1st, start the seedlings, May 1st, transfer them to the greenhouse, June 1st, get it all in the ground, and it's beautiful. But I couldn't do that. Everything had to be started from seed, except for a few things. We had a friend who gave us some money on Ko-fi. I won't say your name. I don't know if you want me to or not. And said, go buy some plants that are already going. So we did. We bought a few plants that are already going, but 90% of it is still started from seed, direct sow, okay? And I have to tell you, I am pretty amazed at what's happening in my garden, and I'm so glad that I just started planting those seeds. You all know I do it all organically, and I've done it all from seed, and it's done great. I've got new things this year. Let's just check it out. Let's go. All right, friends, we're going to go in the garden, but do you hear that clicking? We have cicadas. They are everywhere, and it's just kind of maddening, so I'm sorry you're going to hear that throughout this video. Let's go in. 26 days since I planted the first seed. Let's come around the corner here. We've got radishes coming up, and back here I've planted cantaloupe. So I'll be able to harvest all those radish, and the cantaloupe can take over this entire area and cage. I'm hoping that's what happens. These are my russet potatoes, way past needing hilling, so I'm going to be doing that today. And down here we have some purple basil. This is my basil from last year. Came up all on its own. Excited about that. Now, these tomato plants back here, okay? I've got one there, and there, and there, and there. Deborah, these are the seeds that you sent us, the Thomas Jeffersons. They're doing great, and I planted fish underneath them before I put those seeds. And they're just doing fantastic compared to some others that I planted earlier than these that I did not do the same thing. We've got lemon cucumbers coming up here. I've got another one back here somewhere. There it is. So I think I'm going to pull this. This is a volunteer radish from last year. These onions, I planted them as soon as we got home. They were in our pantry sprouting from the onions. So I planted them, and now they're going to seed, which is exactly what I was hoping was going to happen. In here, it just looks like a piece of grass, but these are Walla Walla onions. Started them from seed less than 26 days ago, and they're growing. They're all throughout this area. Moving right along. Down here, look at this. Travis and Michelle Family Man Prepper. This is one of your mammoth sunflower seeds. I think I planted 4, so I'm hoping more will start popping up. Super excited about that. This is strawberries in here. We've got marigolds. These are all coming up on their own from last year. I did not have to reseed. This on the floor is ginger. I did that yesterday, as well as this ginger box. I want to see if it grows better in a pot or in the ground. Carrots. These are Parisian carrots, regular orange carrots, more Parisian carrots. Look at this little sign. Proud plant parent. Mornings with Granny sent us these little signs last year, and I have them throughout the garden. Thank you, Granny. All right, up here, cherry tomatoes. All from seed, all came up, okay? And then I think a cucumber seed somehow made its way in there. So we're going to let it get a little bigger, and we'll see what it is. There's another sign. Give yourself time to grow. That's right. Cherry tomatoes all came up. We've got our green onion tower. Look at these guys. Just coming up like crazy. These are regular chives, and down here we've got garlic chives coming up. Super excited. Tomatoes, these are the ones that I planted a week before I planted the other ones that are so much bigger, but these don't have the fish under them, see? So there might be something to that, and they're in a pot, but at this stage, that should not be an issue. So I definitely think the fish is the way to go. Jalapeno, Deborah, this is one of your jalapeno seeds. I planted 4, so I'm hoping some more come up. My watermelon radishes, one of the first things I planted, they are doing beautifully. There's only 5 of them because, you know, they can grow as big as a softball if you want them to. So I'll show you those when those come up. We did buy this, let's see, it's called a purple bell pepper plant. It's doing really, really good. I'm almost tempted to cut this off. What do you guys think? Should I nip that off? Beth, I hope you're watching because you always give me advice on the peppers because each stem has growth and that might help it grow better. I'd like some advice on that, please. We've got mint voluntarily coming up. I did not reseed because I have a ton put back, like 2 years worth, guys. But I know how to grow it and it grows perfectly here. We've got some dill showing up here. Mustard will be up here. It'll come out. And then some garlic. That's where I always put our garlic. Rosemary hasn't come back. Again, I didn't reseed. The cilantro's doing great on its own. Did not reseed. I just want to see what we're looking at. And I have spices, herbs, all of this. A ton of it. So I'm trying to use the garden for other things this year. We've got pickling cucumbers. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful? They're all coming up, getting their next leaves on them. So awesome. See, these are radishes. Now, I didn't purposely put these in here. I was trying to plant some up in here, and I spilt the package, and I didn't realize. So we're going to go ahead and let those grow. So this is where I was putting the radishes in this tomato bed we have here. Both these tomato plants were store-bought. We've already got some tomatoes going on this one down in here. Super happy about it. Some beautiful tomato flowers opening up on this one, which is a red beefsteak tomato, heirloom. Turnips in the center here. Can't wait for the turnips. We also purchased this plant. This is a beautiful bell pepper plant, and it is going crazy. We've got peppers everywhere. Lavender planted over here. This is totally new to me. First year ever planting corn, and would you look at that? I've got 11 ears coming up. If those produce, that's going to be about 22 ears of corn, guys. So I said if they come up, I'm going to plant more. So I planted this whole area with corn. We are going to have a lot of corn this year, and I am so excited about this. Right here, also store-bought this year, a summer squash and a zucchini. Down here, I planted some hatch chilies. I just planted those, so it's going to take a while. Over here, I have some nasturtiums coming up, and this. See all these? Do you know what this is? That's right, guys. It's buckwheat. Buckwheat, and it's starting to come up like crazy. Hopefully this whole area will fill in. I'm trying to figure out what we can grow at almost 8,000 feet, you know? And so far, everything is growing. You just really got to tend to it because it will dry out when you are this close to the sun. Did we talk about the Family Man Prepper Garden? I do have the sign, Travis. It's right here. But I had to take it out because it was creating too much shade. This year, we did all your lettuce seeds, okay? We've got Swiss chard, some spinach. Look, it's starting to get its second leaves. Oh, I'm so excited. Ruby lettuce coming in perfectly. Butter lettuce is taking its time, but that's okay. Now the garlic that's here, this was from our pantry and it's doing beautifully. Hopefully we'll get some scapes off of that this year. And back here in the corner, I planted, I think 4 little raspberry seeds. I'm just experimenting. I want to see what will grow at this elevation and what it takes to grow it. So we are going to have a plethora of green goodness Here in this, we have some lemon cucumbers, and I have plenty of stuff for them to go ahead and climb up and work their way around this fence. And if I turn the corner here, my very first thing I planted was the perimeter of this garden, okay? So we have some regular peas here. I have some nasturtiums. Look at them coming up here in the back, as well as in the center. And I did this other edge of the garden. There we go. Look at that. Those are my King Tut purple peas. Super excited about those, but really most excited about this potato garden. These are red potatoes. This is the most potatoes I've ever planted at once. So I'm really anxious to see what kind of yield we get from this. I'll be hilling these today, as well as with the russets. Over here are my bush beans, and they're just now starting to come up. I didn't do any pole beans this year, only bush beans. And once I can fully see all of them coming up, I'm going to plant another set right behind them so we can double our yield. This is exciting. I was very scared because I had lost so much time on starting my garden indoors, 2 months. I felt like I had lost 2 months, but look, here we are. What's today? June 20th is what today is. And would you look at this? 26 days, all this growth. Guys, plant your seeds. It's not too late. Okay? If I can do it, you can do it. Our elevation, people say you can't grow. You can't grow at this elevation. John Wayne said you can't grow nothing past 4,000 feet. Guess what, buddy? We're almost at 8,000. And look at what we're able to do. I'm loving it. We got to learn how to feed ourselves and our families. And it's trial and error. This is my 3rd year on this garden, and I'm still learning stuff and still trying stuff, because ultimately we are only going to plant what we're going to get the most bang for our buck on. And get started. Plant something today. Pull a pinto bean out of your cabinet. Do something, because we all have it in us. All right, everybody, what do you think? I'm super pleased with the garden, and wasn't that nice that we were gifted some money specifically to buy plants? Thank you so much. It's nice that I already have some fruit there, you know what I mean? Because a lot of these things, the tomatoes and peppers and things like that, those are going to take a long time to grow, and we really have a short growing season. Let me think. The first year we were here, the first snow was like September 11th or September 17th, something like that. But it was September, early in September, so we never kind of know what's going to happen with the weather. But this garden, I am going to watch it like a hawk. I'm going to keep it watered. I have to water several times a day. When you live at this type of elevation, things dry out. I mean, at least 3 times a day, I have to thoroughly water this garden. And isn't it funny, because it won't be over 87 degrees at the highest, right? But it is scorching hot when you're in that sun. You step into the shade, it's cool. It's like 60 degrees. At least that's how it feels to me. So a lot of care has to go into growing when you live at this elevation, and that's what I've learned. Time and care, and you can't leave. Please leave me some comments. I want to know your thoughts, what you think. I want to know what you're planting that's new, any experiences that you've had with buckwheat and corn, because like I said, this is the first time I have ever grown buckwheat or corn. So I'm super excited. It's coming up, guys. I had no idea. I thought, maybe I'll take this little corner of the garden I haven't used before. And wow, and buckwheat, you can feed it to your livestock. Not to mention you can grind it into flour. There's a lot of uses for buckwheat. So the fact that that's going to grow, that is a win-win situation for us. All right, I'll quit flapping. Please leave us a comment, and we are going to be talking to you really soon. God bless you all.